Hello and welcome, all of you gorgeous, amazing souls. I'm so excited to be joining you today for this episode all about how to know the difference between your soul's desire and your ego's desire. If you love all things manifestation, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. I thought this was a really great subject to cover because it's been coming up in Soul Mastery School with some of my students where they're questioning where are their motives coming from? When they have a desire, when they have something, what's the actual underlying motive that's driving you to want the things that you want when it comes to manifesting? And this is a really beautiful question because this is the work. The work of manifestation is understanding what's very ego driven versus what is soul driven and how to find more fulfillment, more joy, more happiness, and more of all the things that are actually going to make us feel really great. I've seen a lot of people out there that are very ego driven when it comes to manifesting, and they want the superficial things because they think if they have the status, if they have the money, if they have the picture perfect outside world, then suddenly they're going to feel better. And really, what we want is to feel better. And you'll see this a lot with people that are wealthy and celebrities that finally get the big fame and all those things, and they're still not happy. They're depressed, they're suicidal, they're doing drugs and drinking. And this is not across the board, right? This is not everyone, but we see this pattern of even the people that seem to have it all, that seem to have all the things that you would want to check off on that list. They have the house, they have the car, they have the career, they have the money, they have a relationship, yet they're still not happy. What is it that we're really looking for? What is it that we really want that's really driving us, and why? And what the root cause comes down to is we are always looking for more joy, more pleasure, more happiness, more peace, more freedom, more love, more acceptance, more connection. And when we choose to then look at our manifestation from that point of view, suddenly now we shift how we're showing up for these things. So maybe you want the career because you want more stability in your life, but then because you're rooted in connection, in love, in fulfillment, now you are not only reaching that career, but you're doing it in a way where you're building relationships, you're building connection on a deep level, and it becomes more fulfilling for you. If you move forward in a career specifically because you're looking for financial stability and fame and you think it's going to fulfill something, but you don't have that underlying awareness of what you're really looking for, you think the fame is just automatically going to bring it, so you keep focusing on the fame, you keep focusing on the money. Well, now you're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to receive what you want because what you focus on and what you move towards is what you're going to get. But that fulfillment may not be there. And so I want to break this down a bit into how the ego works when it comes to our desires and how the soul works when it comes to our desires. And sometimes there is a little bit of an overlap. And so that's something to keep into consideration too. But what we want to understand is what is the deeper motive. And this is where you do have to do a lot of self-reflection in order to figure out what's motivating me. When I want the fame, when I want the money, when I want the picture perfect relationship, when I want these things, am I doing it for what reason? Is it because I think it will make me happy? Is it because I'm filling a void? And what is that void that I'm trying to fill? Because if you can get to the root cause of the void you're trying to fill, now you're going to understand your ego better. The ego is the part of us that is always in survival mode. It's the part of your personality and your belief systems that is always trying to save you from danger. And if we feel, let's just take, a few different examples. If we feel unloved, unworthy, maybe we didn't receive love in the way we wanted to, or the way we had wanted to over our lifetime through our family, our friends, and society, whatever that is. If we don't feel love, then we are going to seek superficial ways of receiving love instead of going deep and healing that within ourselves and learning to love ourselves wholly. And in that moment, once we fully love ourselves, now we see love everywhere, which is a very different experience than going from one relationship to another, expecting love to be this big romantic fairy tale and this big emotional high. Often what happens is when you see people that go from one relationship to another or one marriage to another, they're searching for love in an unhealthy way. They don't realize that they need to love themselves wholly. And so when we start to define and figure out what's a healthy version and what's an unhealthy version, where are our motives coming from and what is our viewpoint of it, now we can see things differently. Same thing with people that are wanting fame. Where does that come from? People that just want to be a celebrity. It's often because they think they're going to receive something. Oh, if I have a big following, if I have 100,000 followers, it's going to mean this about me. And if I make it big as an actress or an actor or a singer or songwriter, then that's going to fulfill what need? What is that going to fulfill for you? For some people, they think making it big as a celebrity means financial security. And to be honest, it doesn't. You can lose contracts at any time. Your entire career can fizzle down and you can be out. You have to sustain any career that you want. So financial security is not just guaranteed for those that are famous, but it can be guaranteed for anyone based off of how you show up every day. Another thing, sometimes people want fame because they're looking for acceptance. They're looking for love. They're looking to be praised because, once again, maybe they didn't get that in their everyday life in the way that they wanted to. And often it's rooted in how you feel about yourself. So look at your life and ask yourself, do I fully love myself? And not just do I love myself, because I used to answer yes to that question decades ago. Of course, I love myself. But how do you treat yourself? Are you hard on yourself? Do you put yourself down? Do you hold such high standards that the moment you don't reach any of those standards, you're constantly beating yourself up and feeling like you're not good enough because you have unrealistic, I don't want to say unrealistic goals, but unrealistic daily standards for how much you get done or where you're supposed to be within a certain timeline? We think we have these manifestations, and if we don't reach those manifestations within a few months or a year, then we are hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up over it. That's not loving yourself. Loving yourself wholly and completely is being compassionate and kind and generous to yourself and giving yourself the patience that you need in order to get to where you want to be and be okay with learning your lessons along the way, no matter how long that takes for you. So, the deeper questions you need to ask yourself when you're assessing what your manifestations are that are on your checklist and why you want them is one, what is it that you really want to get from it? Why? Why are you choosing that manifestation? Because there's a reason why you've put it on your list of things that you want to manifest. And go deeper. How is it going to make you feel? What's the actual root of why you want that manifestation? Because there's usually an emotion beyond just the superficial thing. You want the house, you want the car, you want the money, you want the fame, you want the love, you want the things because of how it's going to make you feel. And when you can find the root of what you want to feel, and then instead of getting the thing, you just focus on manifesting that energy, naturally you will become fulfilled. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for praise, love yourself, praise yourself. If you're looking for security and stability, then go make that happen for yourself. It doesn't have to happen in one specific way. And that's the deeper thing here. Find that stability and security and financial support in a way that's going to be perfect for you right now. You can keep reaching for the bigger goal of the bigger career and the bigger whatever it is, but understand that you can also be fulfilled in the meantime. You can find ways to create that stability and security and that love and that praise in the here and now without the thing. And as you create that in the here and now, well, now you have the foundation, the energy, the vibration that matches the bigger thing that you want. And it makes it that much easier for you to manifest the bigger thing. And that's where the gap usually comes in, is that often I find my students and a lot of my followers, they think the end goal is going to make them happy. But you have to find that happiness, that fulfillment all the way along the journey and enjoy that process, because that is the process that will get you there faster. And even if you do reach the big end goal, often it's not as fulfilling unless the journey is fulfilling, unless you choose to be fulfilled in the here and now. Because the actual end goal, the thing that you want, is going to be fleeting. The energy and the excitement is going to be there, and then it's just going to feel normal and you're going to be on to the next thing. Because that's how we are as humans, right? We are always expanding and growing. So once we reach one goal, we reach one manifestation, we're already looking to the next thing. So you might as well enjoy the journey and the process on the way there. When a desire is coming from your soul, we've already talked about the ego and how it's usually filling a void, right? Filling some sort of void that causes you to feel unsettled, a little bit in survival mode, whether it's a need for love and connection, whether it's a need for financial stability or praise or something else. But the soul is already whole and complete. Your soul knows that you are an infinite being, that you're here to learn and grow on planet Earth, and your soul just wants to do beautiful things. Your soul wants to have a lovely impact on the world, to feel good and fulfilled, and to make other people happy, and to build community and connection, and to have a positive influence. So now, when you think about that, coming from this other space of I'm already whole and complete, I already have everything that I need and want, now what do I want to do with my life? That energy is really the soul's desire. And when we approach understanding manifestation from that point of view, you can see how sometimes the ego and the soul will overlap. Maybe you want to become a famous writer or singer or an actor or a news anchor or someone who's going to influence people on social media. There can be an overlap because that is now moving into the realm of the soul wants to help. The soul wants to give back. The soul wants to make a positive impact on the world. And that is where now there's a little bit of both happening. And it's okay, right? Everything that we act out in the human world as a human being is coming from our subconscious programming, which includes the ego, but it also includes beautiful belief systems and desires and personality points that are also aligned with our soul. And so some of them can be both. Maybe you want to have a big career and to be famous and to make a lot of money so that you can help more people. The more money you have, the more charities you can give back to, the more you can help other people. It actually gives you more freedom. More financial abundance gives you the freedom to be more of who you are. And you can see how you can almost toggle every single thing that we want to manifest back and forth between, do we want the money because we think it's going to make us happy and we feel like we need more and we don't have enough? Or do we want the money because we want to be more of a full expression of who we are? We want to experience as much as we can in this world and the time that we have here in this human body. We want to give back and have the opportunity to support other people, support our families, support those who are in need and don't have that financial abundance. What are you going to do with that money? And how is it going to not only fuel you being able to be more of yourself, but you being able to help more people too? So this is where your desires can actually be rooted in multiple things and being aware of what that is and making sure that you're doing your best to be the fullest expression of who you are. Know that you are whole and complete just as you are. And start to look at your manifestations and just do some self-reflection. Ask yourself, where is this coming from? What do I really want from this? Is it this, or do I want a certain feeling? And can I get that feeling somewhere else and be open to other opportunities? I do find that a lot of times students and followers, they have a very fixated idea of what they want to manifest. It's this one thing, this one person, this one job, this one career, and this one timeline. And they get so fixated on that that they actually lose sight of everything else. They get frustrated that it's not happening. They're not doing the inner work to clear their emotions and match their emotions to that manifestation. And so then it just becomes this overwhelming concept of, it's not working, manifestation doesn't work, and I'm not getting what I receive, and I'm just frustrated and angry, and there's something wrong here. And they spiral downward. But if we instead look at those manifestations, figure out the root cause of what we really want, then find the fulfillment in all of these other areas of our life and be open to it, now we're open to God and the universe just bringing us one opportunity after another until the right timing to reach that final manifestation. And now we've had this beautiful open-ended journey that was more miraculous, more exciting, more fun, and unexpected than you ever thought possible. So open yourself up. Open yourself up to the opportunities that are there because they are always there. There's always miracles for you. And this is so exciting. I'm so grateful for you that you were here today listening and opening your mind. Let me know if you love this topic or you have any other questions about this. I'm more than happy to get more into the specifics, or if you have specific examples of things that you're experiencing, because we can all learn from everyone's different manifestations, their motives, and how we're all approaching this entire process. If you loved what you heard here today and you're excited to join Soul Mastery School with me, be sure to get on my email list so that you get notified the next time enrollment is open. If you love all things manifestation, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. If you're excited to binge watch more episodes, be sure to go over to my YouTube page and check out all of my playlists on manifestation, intuition, and so much more.